Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. Have you ever had one of those moments where you recorded a 15-minute voiceover for a video and then realised you hadn't actually turned your microphone on? I did, just now, so I'm doing this all again. I played the kid a lot in Season 15 of the Arena and I really enjoyed it, so I decided to try it out in Standard. I dropped it out of a free crate over the Christmas period, so I was more than happy, that along with the Sims and the Charles F. Hughes. So I got a little bit lucky because I also got the Hugo W and the Georgia W as well. But here we are, we're on Sleeping Giant. We've got 3 DDs per team, 1 cruiser and the rest of battleships. Apart from, of course, because I'm in a destroyer, there's a friggin' aircraft carrier in the match. It's every damn time. But let's get into the game. Now, there are 3 rules that I have when playing destroyers. It is to spot, capture and kill. To spot the enemy team, to capture the points and to kill the enemy team. But the first 2 are the most important because I'm very fragile and I'm reliant on the big ships in the game to be doing my bidding with their shells. But as is often the case with World of Warships, everybody just stacks up behind an island. They sit at the back of the map and you get left with your ass hanging in the breeze. And it is going to be exactly that way in this game. But I am going to do my damn best. And trust me, you are going to see that I very much deserve top spot for blue team in this game. Now, I've dropped my AA off because he's bringing his planes in. I don't want to get detected too early, but I do get spotted. So we're going to turn that AA back on, close in with this cruiser and try and create an AA bubble, all the while watching for this torpedo run and see if we can knock some planes out of the sky. The AA on this isn't too shabby, and there we go. We park nicely. We back up because we don't want to run into the island and get stuck, but we know that there is a destroyer out there on B-cap. Now, you'd think that people who play aircraft carriers would know what they're doing. When I play with my buddy Chin Laden, he is absolutely awesome in his aircraft carriers. He knows exactly what to do, he knows exactly what to be, and even if the rest of the team gets trashed, he is generally the last man standing and is still slapping people off the map until such times as he can't get any planes in the air. Our carrier is focusing the cap to the north, red team's cap. He's not interested in spotting the destroyers, he's not interested in seeing what's going on. But I know from the fact that I'm out here that very, very likely there is ships going round the north edge of A cap. We get the Fubuki spotted as we run in. He panics because he's fired all his torpedoes. We get a triple cap reset on him there. Yep, triple cap reset. We see the bombers coming in again, and I'm thinking I'm going to get spotted and this Fubuki is going to be able to gun me down. Judging from where his stern was, I'm going to go the long way around the island, but I'm also very much aware that there is a P. Heinrich parked over there, and he has nasty secondaries, he's got sonar, and the chances are he knows I'm in the middle here. So we're going to have to make short work of this Fubuki. But it comes out of a smoke screen in just a moment, but Twist and Track is not playing with me. It was pointing to the left, but that Fubuki came out to the right. But we take his engine out. He's already damaged cod. He is obviously not running a legendary commander with the skill to be able to repair. We take him out again. We got to stay guns on him because that is the beauty of the kid. It is a nasty little gunboat. We do get set on fire, but we pop that smoke, we drop detection. That Heinrich secondaries, see what I mean? All the way from out there, I get lit on fire again. I've been in smoke for like 10 seconds, and yet that secondary comes floating through the air and sets me on fire. So we're going to repay the favour. We can see him, he knows I'm here, He doesn't want to be there anymore because he knows there's a bloody good chance that there's torpedoes coming to him. He had to back up straight into all the guns of our team, and we are going to get some shells across there and keep harassing him and keep trying to get more fires onto him. They are ticking, but looking back we see that there's a cruiser there. It's the Devonshire, so we're going to try and blind fire him across the top as well. I've got a very fast reload on this. If you want to know, my commander is the event commander Vincent Mordoff, who has been available in the store for the shards from the Christmas event. He is very much a gunboat commander, and alongside him I run Eric Beer. Mordoff is at 16.3, I think. Bay is at 16.4 to give me a 5% reduction in or 5% increase in my concealment. And then I'm running, is it Eric Sims, who gives me some additional hit points, and they are going to be needed in this game a little bit later on. Because if you look at the disposition of our team, everybody is crammed up behind one island. Red team have taken 2 battleships into ACAP. I'm trying to focus on this Devonshire, but I'm pretty much on my own. Our carrier is still focusing that side of the map, but we're just going to have to run and gun here. He's burning, but we want him off the map before he gets a chance to reload. Coming out of that smoke screen, we get spotted. There is an Ismail there, so I must have pulled the trigger just as I left the smoke. We're not going to drop detection. We've got nobody across here. I am certain that I'm going to die any moment, so I am just going to stay on this Ismail and try and get some fires and tick some damage on him. I've got nowhere to go but north because my torpedoes are on reload. I've got no support. I can't do anything. The carrier is bringing planes in again. The Ismail is now pointing his guns my way, so I am going to have to try and go skinny. He misses with that shot. I try to get my guns locked onto the Queen here. I know that she is a nasty HE spamming battleship, but we're going to get a fire on there too. Watching the video back, this is where red team make their mistake. Blue team make mistakes through the whole game. I was perhaps too aggressive in my push there onto that cap because I put myself into the middle of everything and I haven't got the hit points to deal with everything on my own. But there was no way that I could back out of that. We're still going to focus this Ismail and this Queen. I do take some more damage. These guys are now going to get kited away. I can't survive a salvo from one or both of them. But what I can do is keep leading these guys away and keep trying to get some fires on them and get those fires ticking. I've done my spotting, I've done my capping, but the Fubuki is onto me as well. So there are 3 red team ships focused on me at the moment. All of our team are still at the bottom end of that map. They've let red team push all the way forward. Red team have control of this game because they control the caps. None of our ships are in a position yet to be doing anything about this. I'm certain that this is a lost cause. Having pushed out this far and the Ranger coming into range, I decide that I'm going to try and kill him. I wouldn't normally chase a carrier, but the guy's there, so I'm just continuing to gun him as I run down to try and get into torpedo range, knowing full well that I have his attention, I have the attention of 2 battleships, and seeing that the Fubuki is no longer taking B cap in the center, he is heading my way as well. But there we are, we're in torpedo range, we get the torpedoes off, we're not going to stop there, we're going to keep moving. We've already picked up a Confederate, which is 20% of the overall hit points of at least 6 ships. So I've really done my work. We pick up a high caliber at the same time. We switch to armor piercing to see if we can drop a citadel on this guy. We're just going to keep unloading these guns. The torpedoes come in from the left side of the screen, and that is the end of the Ranger. I'm switching back to high explosives. I'm still spotted. The 2 battleships are still chasing me. Twist and Trackers telling me there's something off my 3 o'clock. That's going to be the Fubuki. So now I'm expecting torpedoes. I've got no engine boost. I've got no smoke. I've got no heals. All I've got is 8,500 hit points. The blessing here is that blue team's carrier decides to take his torpedo planes in for one last run. All of red team are on me now. Only now are blue team starting to push forward. There is the Fubuki, and here is where things get difficult for me. Although I start to land some good salvos, these shells are very floaty and they have a high arc. So landing them all is very, very difficult. You'll notice I'm ripple firing. I do that in my battleships as well. But this Fubuki is twisting and turning a little bit. He's using RNG to his advantage. But just as we get him killed, boom, we get killed as well. So GG to that Fubuki for running me down. But you had a hell of a lot more hit points than I did. And in doing so, you've taken yourself out of the game completely. We are 10 minutes into this game. There are 5 minutes left to play. And literally, this game is all for blue to lose. And trust me when I tell you that they are going to try their absolute damned hardest to throw this game. We've got the Fushun, who has thankfully pushed in and taken the capture points back. So while I've been dragging those guys back across the map, Fushun has done his bit. There's a battleship out on the right, decap, low health. He's pushing in towards 2 pretty much full health battleships. He is not going to last long at all. This other battleship, which I think is an Arizona, has spent pretty much the entire game at the back of the map, parked up beside the aircraft carrier. I don't have a clue what he was doing. All I can imagine, given that he does actually finish reasonably high up on the scoreboard, is that he was farming some cap resets off them when they pushed down to C cap? D cap. When red team pushed down to D. He did some damage when they were on there. But he's now pushing forward. He's pushing forward when he is the only battleship left in the game. We have a sliver of a lead. It is not enough to lose a ship and still win. The Fushun is going all out. He is making the mistake of his life. And I knew exactly what was going to happen here before it actually happened. I don't know if this guy is aware of the guaranteed range of detection or acquisition, RGA, because he comes around that corner straight into 2 battleships. He just gets blattered. He has to turn to try and get his torpedoes off. That was never going to happen. I did exactly the same to a destroyer a few games earlier, where he was running me down, and he thought I was going to fire, but I wasn't. I waited till he turned. I'd had more than enough time to load high explosive, and I absolutely slapped him off the map. Fushun, good game in taking those caps back. Bad game in pulling a stunt like that when you really didn't need to. So we have the Carrier left, we have the Arizona left. The Carrier is doing the smartest thing possible. He is getting as far away from those two battleships as he can. It is only the fact that we have the caps that we are now managing to maintain a lead, but I still don't think it's quite enough. This Arizona, who spent the whole game reversing, I was on the mic, you'll see it popping up, and I'm saying, mate, slam it in reverse, just do what you did the whole first 10 minutes of the game and go backwards, because if you go forwards, you are going to die. The Ismail is off there on the right hand side. He is waiting for him to come into that gap, and he is going to delete that guy, and potentially this is going to cost us the game. He gets saved by the clock. And I'm so glad that we actually took a win for Blue Team on that one. 125,500, 303 gun hits, 19 planes, 1 off a clear sky, 4 kills, 7 fires, 1 solo cap, 3 cap defends, high caliber and Confederate. With a quite significant 3,444 base XP, which is, not far off being double what second place was. The Arizona survived, and I've got 2.5 times the base XP that he had. So I hope you don't mind me having a rant at that one. It was a Spud run. It's hard to take a win when you fight so hard like that only to die. But if you've enjoyed that one, click on one of these links. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Please do subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take care and goodbye.